Hello, hello, hello. My mic on? Yes, it's on. Hi guys. It's hot outside. The sun is shining. And all I can do is sit inside and draw. Of course. What else, right? Give me a minute before I start actually working on stuff, because I gotta find a good Instagram post template for a story. You know these templates on Instagram? I mean, everyone who is on Instagram most likely knows what I'm talking about. These poster and wall templates where you can put your photos or artworks in. I'm not a big fan of these. I mean, sometimes they look really cool, but honestly, the only reason I'm using them is because my Instagram stories get way more views. And I don't know why Instagram seems to push these so hard. I'm gonna give you some numbers for comparison. But whenever I'm sharing something, like my stream here, I just post one of these templates into the stories as well. And then the story and the news gets shared to more people. It's absolutely idiotic. It's really fucking stupid. And I think it says everything about Instagram these days, because it's a damn stupid app. And it's really an absolute fucked up and destroyed and dysfunctional place these days. So let's start with a rant. Yoo-hoo! Let's start the stream with a nice rant about the state of our broken social media these days. No, honestly though, it's really weird with these story templates, but I can find I saved lots of them somewhere on Instagram. So I can quickly share these, but I can't find the one I'm looking for now. Yeah, but you can watch me while I'm just scrolling my phone here. In the meantime, Pook Nasty, Oramora, hey guys, nice to see you. Good to have you early on the stream today. This might be a just chatting stream today anyway, because I'm still for my cards, for the next cards I would want to do, I'm still in the very early stages. So just like last time, I will be probably just trying out some ideas, playing around with some stuff. And okay, here's one. Let me just this one. It's my turn. Okay, then now. So I found, oops, this story here. Come on, camera. You know, this template thing, and I just reused them. I'm looking it up in my story template, my story archive, and I'm just reusing them. I just really totally randomly put any artwork I have on my I find on my phone. And then add it there and just post it, and it usually gets, so my stories usually get around, I would say between 600 and 1200 views usually, when I just post some stuff like art or from my life, you know, when I post like hey, I'm out in the woods doing a bike ride, or hey, I'm at the museum or whatever. So they're like 1500 is really quite a lot for story in terms of the reach. Sometimes they only, usually when I share art, of course, usually they get no more than 1,000. Obviously, whenever you share something that is important to you, it sucks. But, and when I post these templates, like I'm doing now, it goes up to 10,000 or sometimes it's like 7 or 8,000. Last one hit like 11 or 12,000. It's like it's massive reach compared to my usual posts or story posts. So I'm going to write. I'm only just using these stupid templates because of the reach idiot Instagram gives them. Lol. Yeah, I mean, I can be honest today. I'm going to be just honest today. I don't know what that is. It's just and share. Okay, great. Work done for today. I mean, it's I think it makes sense if Instagram wants to kind of push this template stuff as a new feature or something, but it's been around for a while, and I like the idea, and I like that they included it to the app. It's totally nice function, I guess. But yeah, it's I just hate that we can't have a damn app where you share your work, and if it's good and if it resonates with people and if it vibes with people, then it gets reach because it gets traction. And if it's stuff that doesn't vibe with people, which happens and which is totally fine, then it reaches out to the people who want to see you work, like your friends or some fans you might have, or whoever, your family. And that's that. So I don't understand why we can't just have that again. But I am tooting a very, very intensely tooted horn here. It's been talked about a lot. No one has a good answer. No one has a solution. But it's frustrating me. It keeps on frustrating me. It's really, it won't ever stop frustrating me because social media is important to me and my business, and it won't stop sucking ever for me. Yeah, I won't stop being angry about it ever. It's okay. So today I'm going to work on the cards again. Yeah, Pook, glad you like to come over and see the process as well. I'm not sure. I feel like people always love to see it. So yeah, maybe I should actually do more early stage streams sometime, or maybe like pre-produced videos as well. But yeah, I always appreciate the feedback, of course. Yeah, so last time I worked on my next set of playing cards, of poker art illustrations from scratch. I have the spades to go, so I have the hearts, diamonds, and clubs already done, and I need the spades now to complete the deck. And when I streamed last time, I only had this part here on the left, which was written down ideas, and then we started, I started working on these quick ideas, found out what worked and what not. And the only thing that I have done in between was, I think, I scribbled down this backpack here, and I also found these lanterns that I wanted to add to the tent, 5 of spades, and I made a bit of a drawing here for the hand lantern 5 of spades. So this is actual like progressed work I've been making on Sunday, I think. And what I want to do today is actually more like in the early concept stage again, because I have this list from 2 to 10 of that. Yeah, these are all the cards that I need to illustrate, or I want to illustrate. And then of course I have the I mean, let's add these Jack, Queen, King, and Ace in the end. But these 4 I will tackle a little bit later once I know at least like most of the number cards, because the board cards basically evolve out of the number cards in a certain way. So from the storytelling side, I have this outdoors nature theme for the cards, and I think, or for the other 3 suits I made so far, it's always been easier for me to first set up the numbers and then let those ideas marinate a little, and those eventually kind of by themselves turned into ideas for the chord cards as well. The only idea for the chords I have right now is that I wanted to turn one of the cards into a climbing themed card. So yeah, we'll see about that later on, of course. Oh yeah, and I wrote down cabin core here at the top as the as the headline, kind of thematic headline for these cards. Yeah, so that's that. And for the 10 of spades, I want to do, I think I want to have like these animal pins. Wanted to next, I wanted to scribble that down a little bit, because I wanted to try a possible layout. So let's do this first, because I just have that on my mind, and I think it's good to kind of turn to that first. Yeah, if you have any questions about the process, of course, please let me know. Ask any questions anytime. Doesn't have to be about the process, but could be. So these animal pens, of course, have or 3-dimensional objects that are pretty flat. So just as an example, they need like a little border or a little thickness here in this part. And then I'm also going to draw some of them with this needle up. Now something that just comes to mind is, if they are facing with the needle down, I would, if it was like a realistic drawing, I would need to draw them like this, right? Because behind, not visible, but behind the pin, there's the needle, not allowing the pin to lie flat. Now I'm just thinking how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just cheat and ignore that fact. Not sure now. Anyway, I have this backpack here. I want to, on purpose, make the backpack like or make the pin on the backpack look very large. So I wanted to give it the same size as the other spades here. Yeah, so let's see. I hope it all fits. I mean, the 8, 9, 10 cards are always very packed because there's lots of these symbols, like the suits symbols on them, obviously. So it's a bit of a crowded place. We'll find it out. Right, to put one of these on there. I have to freestyle distort it a little. Bring it in position. See? Yeah, that looks alright. I mean, I like that it's a slip before the strap here, so it adds a bit of dynamic look there. think for the straps here, I need to find a reference because I can never come up with what, or I can never come up with a way these, I don't even know what they're called, like the way you fasten the straps, those parts. Let me see what the word is. Buckles? Is it buckles? Yeah, I think it's buckles. There's these like lots of elements and objects and things you have in your brain and that you can kind of save to your personal library. For example, I've drawn lots of, I don't know, no, I need to come up with something I'm actually good at drawing. But, well, I mean, this is a good example maybe. Here, the mattress on top of the backpack. You know how the shape kind of works and how it reacts, like how the soft material reacts to the straps here in this place. This is something I have in my personal library of things, and I am able to imagine that without using references. But the buckles on the backpack, these things, I don't know, it never works for me. It always is something I need to always look up. It's kind of funny. I think I talked about the task this professor at uni gave us once. I think I probably talked about that like at least 5 times here on the stream because this topic comes up every now and then. But the guy gave us a task to draw every object in our home over the Christmas holidays, and I drew like I think 4,000 objects. And this was kind of the personal brain library gold. Kind of the best task for building up this library, even if it sucked back then, because it was a lot of work. Yo, Dominic, was geht? Glad you like the backpack. I think I want to make it look a little bit more like thick and heavy. Maybe just increase the bulkiness here in the lower part, so it looks a little bit more chunky and makes it look more cute, I guess. Yeah, the client gig where you had to draw buckles all the time for weeks. Jesus, that sounds hard. Yeah. We look up a couple. Let's see. Retro backpack. I think I looked that up before. Ah, yeah. Here you go. Because I want things to have a bit of a old school retro look. Oh, this one isn't too bad. One is not too far away from what I have drawn here, right? Cool. Maybe make the art here a bit bigger. I like how crumply the material is in this area here. Maybe I'm going to steal here from that a little bit and make it a bit more wrinkles in that area. And then we have the
I'm just trying to remember a gig I might have had where I had to draw the same thing over and over. I'm just not sure if I have ever had that case, but yeah, it's I think, I mean, you worked in concept art, which I didn't, so I guess it's pretty much a concept art classic assignment, right? To draw the same thing over and over. Yeah, that's right. Always see it as a valuable learning. Right.
Well, the ideal position for the backpack would be around here. So the two middle spades are centered between these. But of course it does not really work out that way because we have a weird tangent here and this one is way too covered. So I think I'm going to move it up a bit. The spade, not the backpack. Yeah, that if that still works. Or I could scale it, of course, and keep this the size of this one here the same. Maybe I'll do both. Down a bit. Okay, the tangent is not disappearing. Thank you very much. Okay. Heal. Pook, the animation is usually a mix of Procreate, the standard Procreate and After Effects. I am not a big fan of Procreate Dreams, unfortunately. I tried it and I feel like it's a very arcade-like tool, you know. It works for people who are playing around with it, I guess, but for professional purposes I didn't feel like it gave me enough options and it felt a little bit unprecise, I think. So yeah, I wasn't too happy. I'm not sure, I didn't try it for a longer time, so I think last time I worked with it was maybe half a year ago or so, maybe even longer. And I guess, I mean, the Procreate team is great, so I'm pretty sure they are going to add more cool functions to it, and maybe they even have. So I can't speak for the latest version, but yeah, it wasn't really for me. And right now, the way I'm animating my stuff is a mix of frame by frames, work in Procreate, and the rest is done in After Effects. Oh, there's an update coming soon. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's nice then. I'm going to check that out for sure and see if it is any useful for my process. So I think it has potential, honestly. I think it really has potential to become something I'd want to use more often in the future. Yeah, no tutorials. I mean, of course, I guess they rely on the community, and if there's something new, chances that there's lots of tutorials for the software or the app you want to use is not too high. I had the same with Affinity Designer, for example. They added some functions and asked me if I want to do a
sponsored illustration that I would make in Affinity and then like share some of my process, etc. And there was some stuff not really working out for me, and there were no tutorials or anything, and they were really cool and helpful, but still I had troubles finding a workflow there without a full support from the online community. And yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Same with the tablet I reviewed, a drawing tablet, drawing screen. The latest review I have on YouTube for the XP Pen. What was the model again? Let me check. Or say something wrong here. The Artist Pro 22 Gen 2, right? So when it came out, it had. I think there was not a single review on YouTube about the tablet. So I don't know. That is actually possible, but maybe I was the first guy who made a review on YouTube for that drawing screen. And usually, I don't want to copy other creators, of course, but usually when I did tablet reviews before, I at least gave check out what others thought of it. Mostly even after I did the... Oh, that was... Was it? There were teeth. Yeah, I couldn't do that this time, so I was just on my own. The tablet is great, the screen is great, by the way. Oh right, they have these round things around the... It's not just this, it's like... this. Make that a little cleaner. It kind of looks like this, I think. You also pray they fix the fuzziness when you like duplicate an object and distort it. Yeah, I felt it felt very unprecise, imprecise. Let me check my vocabulary again. In German, it's unpräzise. Imprecise. Hey. Another word added to the vocabulary. Then imprecise with an M. Okay. Yeah, it felt imprecise on different levels. So whenever I wanted to, for example, add something from Procreate that I made there, and I wanted to add that to the animation or something, I felt like there were hardly any options to align the new objects or to precisely put it in a certain position, stuff like that. So it wasn't really ideal. English is a bitch to learn. Yeah, well, try German then. I think English is actually pretty easy, but there's sometimes those weird exceptions or special rules on things that don't make any sense. But German, I think, makes absolutely no sense when you learn it. So, in terms of which of the 20-something forms of the to use in which situation. Yeah. And there's lots of Germans who are not really good at picking the right one as well. But the funny thing is that you always understand people, so it's not that the sentence becomes completely wrong. So yeah. Okay, totally enough for the scribble. I'm just doing useless stuff here. Let me check for... I need the counterpart of the pin needle. I was looking for that last time. Or do I already have it in my sketchbook? Let me check. No. Really? This thing. I'm gonna add one or two of these. It's a weird shape somehow. I'm not fully understanding the shape, to be honest. Never did. Weird, really weird construction. But I think this will do. The size smaller maybe. Okay. And I will just, to make my life a bit easier, I will just mirror this and maybe put one here. Then that's all right. Or maybe I will put them both on this side, because I think the whole composition is leaning to the right a bit much at the moment. Could also do it like this maybe. That's crazy sometimes how long you can spend with just a little backpack drawing. Okay, I want to find out the best way to, or my best way to draw this. I think this works much better already. Alright, so that's the second final scribble. second card, the 10 of spades. And I think that it works nicely this way. He says and starts another round of surgery on the backpack. No, but it's cool. It's nice. I think this will be a really nice card. Okay. Yeah, so this is the 10. Oh, I just wanted to show you something else I did while I was not I wanted to say screaming again instead of streaming. While I was not streaming. Still not wanting to scream. This one here, this is going to be the 3 of spades. Last time I scribbled the stump, the tree stump with the axe, and then I turned this into a scribble as well. So this is the 3rd card actually that we have decided on, and I would prefer for the next one to keep up with the 2 of spades actually, but I don't have a real good idea for that yet. It's really, of course, the list is up to date because we have the axe, the stump, the tent, and the backpack and animal pins. Actually, already correct. I had the idea to draw a moth and then put the spade sign on, like one on each wing of the moth, like you see here in my very, very shabby and ugly scribble. But it doesn't really work because so far for all the 2 cards the symbol has been flipped. So this is the 2 of hearts cards, and then here, for example, we have the 2 of clubs with the Switch controller things, Joy-Cons, I think. And with the diamonds, of course, obviously you can turn around and it looks the same because it's you can mirror them, but the cans are turned. And for and here 3, 5, yeah, will be the 2. And if you imagine the moth looking something like this, it looks really weird if there's this line mirrored this way. It looks wrong to me, at least. Even though I still like the idea. Well, sucks, right? I also thought about using 2 moths. Yeah, right. This set for the spades is outdoors, camping, cabin core. Cabin core is the title I gave it, the working title I gave it, or the theme. But yeah, everything around hiking and outdoor activities. Yeah. So a different idea was to use 2 moths, like the 2 cans, for example, or 2 swords. or 2 Joy-Cons. Huh. There's a pattern, right? And just use the moth as the spade sign. So the moth is the spade, but it also, it's not really 100% working out for me, because why is there this weird tail on the moth? And there's no real pointy end, which is very characteristic to the spade. It's not there. Not there yet. I think I might want to come up with something else. But it's gotta be good, because the two off something was always, I think, always kind of the start of the set, and it always features kind of bold elements, because there's more room for illustration when compared to let's say, I don't know, anything else. The 10 of clubs here with the floppy disks. There's always lots of space being reserved for the icons. Yeah, that was the original idea, putting the spades on the wings. That was the actual idea first, but I'm having like a bit of problems to mirror it. That's something I don't really like at the moment. I could, of course, draw a moth like this again. And have the spades symbol in the middle. Oh boy. But then you have the, doesn't work with separation here between the wings. I think actually it looks more like this because one is above the other, I think. Doesn't matter. There's always this kind of gap here in the middle. I think I'm going to try that maybe in a bit more detail and just see if it works or not. So I think I gotta try it just for once. Maybe I like it. Kind of it's so wasted if I don't pick the moths, because they have this shape, right? I mean, actually more like this maybe, but still, it's very much the spade shape. Here's one for reference. Nice. Antennas? I think it's antennas, right? Yeah, let me just quickly try it and see if that works or not. Yo, testful thickness. Nice username. No, Procreate does not do 3D as far as I know. Or does it? No, not as far as I'm concerned. At least that's not what I'm using it for. If anything looks like 3D here for you, it's just because I made it look like it, but that's a fake. It's all 2D. Side view. Bring up with a spade underneath and then the flipped mirrored. Okay, well that would be. You mean I mean, I always have the isometric view here, right? So this is kind of the isometric grid I'm working with. But I think moths can have I mean like this. So this is kind of one wing and the other wing is like here. So Because I think some butterflies, and I don't know if moths do the same, can hold their wings like that, right? But I'm not sure if you could recognize that it's a moth in this case. Oh, let me quickly try something. I'm gonna use a little trick here for bringing it into the right perspective, because I find the shape not easy to draw in isometry. So what I'm going to do is I draw it flat for now. Middle. Ah, okay, yeah, well, I'm glad I got your idea right, but I'd have to do research if moths actually sit like that. I'm not sure at the moment, but it could be. I mean, it's still art, so there's artistic freedom. I can give a moth different than natural position. But let's see. So so my trick is I'm drawing this stuff like flat, just like in the photo, just to get the shape right, and then the simple trick is to use the grid you see in the background and just distort it along the grid like this. And there you have it in the right perspective, in the isometric view. And then you can adjust it. This is more like trial and error in this case, because I just try to make it look right. And once it looks right, I can just draw over it and give it more three-dimensionality. Yeah. Hey Davey, how's it going? There's the man Davey. Yeah, it's the man Davey. Good to see you. Hope you're good. So gonna pick one of those spade symbols, and so if you put this on top of the moth here, I think I gotta make it a bit larger, which is okay. We have the space. Let me call up my moth guy. If you have one, please, if you know an expert. So, one thing I forgot is that we of course need a moth from the other side as well, because they're sitting next to each other, one facing away, one facing to us. And I forgot that, which is annoying, but not a big problem, because I'm going to copy this. Let's go back to... Come on. to this version. I'm going to paste it. Then I can turn this around and do the same trick once again. Same size like this, and spade. Here as well. Hey Andres, you can already see the purple. I'm going to use to color that. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. About colors, so I still need to come up with a final color theme for the whole series of spade cards. But I have a color palette here, and obviously there's some purple included here. So you see, these are the color palettes I used for the previous suits. So we have the magic collab here, the heart cards, then the clubs, the diamonds, and then this was originally another idea I had this year for a more cyberpunk futuristic themed set, but in the end I decided to go for more the retro outdoors thing. It just gave me more material to work with somehow, at least for these cards. Sci-fi and cyberpunk always gives me a big pile of ideas, but I have to find ideas that work with the spade symbols as well. So yeah, that was the reason I decided for outdoors. And yeah, there will be some purple for sure. So if we here, I need to find a good moth case. I guess it's looking something like this. Yeah, the palette lineup, exactly. So my goal for the palettes was that they kind of work, that they all have their own vibe, and that every suit has its own color code and its own color identity, but also that they work together as a whole deck, obviously, because once the deck is done, it's gotta be consistent as well. I don't know how these antennas, whatever, we'll do that later on maybe, but and yeah, obviously purple is a good idea to give consistency to the whole series, because there's a bit of purple in everything, and that's already a good trick. I kind of like this, to be honest. I think it's cool. Maybe I will try some or another arrangement for the two moths, because I'm not sure if they should be switched around. Well, this looks weird. It's like they put their butts to each other's. That's not what I wanted. So maybe something with this is best. But the reason I wanted to play around with this was that I didn't like that the whole card was pretty much showing a diagonal layout. Because before, if you compare to this version here, you have the index on the top left and lower right, and then there's kind of this diagonal line being created, and I want to break that up a bit because I think it makes the corners, the top left and lower right, look very empty. I think this one works better in this case. I just wanted to look up. There's just one problem now. Why this does not work, and that's because the spade symbols are always pointing to the top right, and now I need to find a way to solve this. Yeah, find a way. It's not too bad, but not ideal. I think this works. I just center the spade symbols. Nice. Stream sponsored by Secret Lab. Because of my chair. Yeah, I love the chair, but I'm not a big fan of the big logo always being visible on the stream, to be honest. I should probably just ask them for a sponsorship, right? So I get maybe some money or free another free chair put in my office. Yeah, that would be good. I gotta probably just text them a message and ask if they wanna jump on sponsoring. No, but it's not officially sponsored. It's just I got this chair, bought it with my money. It's a nice one. Yeah, so I think this is cool. If the whole wing gap thing works, but I think if I'll be a little subtle on the outlines there, it should be fine, I guess. Could even look quite interesting. And I could also add some cool shapes here to the wings, make it look really fun. So I think there's potential in this card idea. And I would love to have an idea for the two of spades, because this will be the first card that I'm going to release and show, and once that's done, the rest that's following will be a bit easier, because I have a direction and I have a reference for future cards in terms of coloring, etc. Okay, I just need to look up some moths, because this one's looking really weird in the face. Oh look, I have already Moth tab open here. These are really, I have an illustration where I had to draw some of these silk moths, like silk spinner, whatever their name is, and I can show you. I have a bit of experience in drawing moths. Yeah, here, this one here. So you see, there's these two guys standing in a nursery, so in a silk moth nursery, and there's lots of these little guys flying around and sitting here, flying around there. Fun. That was for Grist magazine. So let's see. This looks so cool as well. Colors are great. Fascinating creatures. Two could be an anime girl drinking a milkshake outside Jack Rabbit Slims from Pulp Fiction. You know, you mean another two of something? Another two card? I'd love to do a whole deck with movie references. I'm not sure if it's copyright safe and everything, like if I would hurt any IP. Probably not if it's just like referencing scenes from movies without getting too explicit on the details, etc., and not using any names. That would be really cool. Faces of these things. Okay, so I think the face is more like healthy part. Then we have the eyes like this. Yeah, I guess. Cool. Twos of spades are hard, dependable workers. Is that that actually a meaning for the twos of spades? Because I think moths are definitely hard, dependable workers. So. So that would be a good fit. All insects are. hard workers for sure. Bottle of lotion next to death at Moth. Yeah. Yeah, some symbolic stuff. That would be really cool. I might have to consult you again if I ever do such a deck, so you could give me some more of your ideas. Yo, Jakob, how's it going? Yeah, the play was really good. I can definitely recommend it. Unfortunately, I think the last plays are sold out, but it was really nice. Very good stage design, and they had a live band along with the actors, which was really cool. So yeah, we enjoyed it a lot. How did you make those spades look like 3D? It was pretty straightforward, to be honest. It's just basically I just take a spade shape like this. I'm just going to do this very quick. Show how I do it. So if you have the spade shape, I actually had one that I made in Illustrator as a vector version, so it was really clean. And I did a draw over, and then I took it, and I'm using the distort function here. And you see, I'll just align it to the grid like this. So, and then, so the easiest way to find the right shape here is to actually put it in a box like this. Let's say this is a 3x3 box like this, and then you put it in here. Just real quick and ugly, and then you take you take it again, and you see you have 3x3 here in the grid as well. So, oops, nope. So 3 here and 3 here, and then there you know that it's perfectly aligned to the isometric view. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now, you can do that with any kind of very, very complex object. It always works because you can't really do it wrong this way. The only problem is that if you want to have a thickness or a 3-dimensionality in the object, of course you have to draw it in, and that is sometimes trial and error, and just really trying to find the right shape. but this trick really helps to at least find like the base shape of things. Yeah, we haven't been to the theater for, I don't know, maybe 2 years or so, I guess. We have two quite good theaters here in Münster, but I don't know, it's... yeah, we should go more often as well. And I'm really glad that I found out that they had the theater adaptation of the book from Heinz Strunk. So I'm glad I randomly saw that somewhere. And yeah. Also, I don't know if you've been to the Schauspielhaus, but the location is really spectacular as well. I think it's really very nice old building. Secret City for adults? What's Secret City, actually? I didn't... Is it a TV show? Like a Netflix thing? Never heard of it. Is it good? If you mean that one? Yeah, and, now that you mentioned Blender, tasteful thickness, yeah, Blender is something I always wanted to learn more and never did because I was missing the time. And now I actually would have more time because there's not much work coming in this year so far. But instead I'm working on my cards game and not learning any new software. I don't know. It's something I enjoy, so I guess that's totally fine. But I know how to make a donut in Blender. So I did that already. Oh, that's the moth, I think. Yeah, looks cool. I think they will look really badass later on because spades will have a very dark blue, purple blue color like this, and then the moth will probably be colored like this. A little bit of this maybe, so the spade will really pop. Very much looking forward to that. Nice. So, do we keep on working on this or should we focus on more ideas? What's your preference? Do you have something you'd like to rather see me do? Then let me know, because I could still, I mean, let's add this one. Also to the list, so we have the fourth card defined now. We could move on with number 4, number 6 or so, maybe number 7. Or I could make the clean illustration for the moth. Yeah, I don't have a voting function in here, but write it in the chat. I'll quickly grab something to drink, and if there's any votes, then I will follow the vote. And if not, then I will do what I like, as always. See you in a minute. All right. No votes so far. Okay, if there's no votes, I will continue with the moth drawing, I guess. Oh, John, the Secret City is an 80s PBS drawing show. Okay, that's an interesting name for a drawing show. So, okay, there's no preference. I will pick my outlining brush. Pick the different outlining pick the different outlining brush for every suit season so far. And for this one, I decided to go for the Worn Inker again. It's one of my favorites lately. And if you want to have it as well, you can download it for free because it's in my Isometric illustration pack here. This little 5 brush pack, certainly the favorite from this pack. And you can download it if you want. You just need to sign up for my newsletter. I'll give you the link if you want to sign up and check it out. Isometry. Here's a link. And yeah, once you sign up, you just get a download link with my ebook and these brushes and the isometric grids. Yeah. A little advertising for my... Is it still advertising if it's for free? I mean, it's not completely for free because I will take your email address and spam you. Of course not. It's almost free. You can use a fake email address and delete or unsubscribe later, and I won't be mad at you. If you decide to read my newsletter, of course I'll be even happier. So, Mohammed, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming in. And thanks for being a fan. How save volume when drawing character and expression? You mean volume in terms of the illustrative, like visual depth of the of your shapes, or how do you mean that? I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but this is probably about I always call it depth in your illustrations. Usually something I personally gain through the lighting, which is hard to show right now because we're far from setting a light source here at the moment. But yeah, light source and my kind of cell shading styled way of shading is, I think, one of my most effective ways to create depth and give objects a volume. Hey Harley, keeping you company while you're working. Well, that's great. I'll happily do that. And thanks for the cozy creative vibes. That's much appreciated. Yeah, I'm doing what I want. Poog. Nobody gave a vote, so I'll just keep on making the moth because it felt right, because I just felt good to come up with a cool idea and composition for this one here. Not 100% happy with the shape of this furry part.
aligned to the shape of the moth in general. Like this.
Yeah, how to make stuff look 3D. Yeah, I guess that's the question. Copy pasting the question if I did not 100% get it is the best way of getting a good answer to that. But yeah, I mean the question itself is really very, very good and important, and I think it's the feeling of your drawings being too flat and not seeming like too three-dimensional enough is very common, and I totally get that, and I think yeah, it's really important. Yeah. I probably I don't know, maybe the question is about the perspective as well, because I think this is something that a lot of people who look at my art wonder about, like why it has perspective wise a three-dimensional look. That's just really an illusion and a trick. With no magic involved. Just, same with my isometric cabins, like the curious cabins. I even lately got a offer for a 3D printer because the manufacturer thought my work was 3D, and they wanted me to, or they wanted to ask me if I wanted to print my 3D illustrations, and that will be difficult with a 2D drawing, but I'm still motivated to maybe turn them into actual models and then make some toys maybe or so. Lily's Nest, hey, good afternoon. In my case, hope you're good. Yeah, it's a chunker moth. That's great. Moth for my two of spades playing card drawing. Maybe I should not call them moths in the future, but moths. I think moths is much better expression. Okay, so tasteful thickness. You just grabbed my inker brush. That's great. Yeah, please draw anime girls with my inker brush. I am not the one who trying to stop you. Not that anyone can, but I will not try that. Please continue. If you want to share them online somewhere, definitely give me a tag, because I love to see what people create with my brushes. Only if you like, of course. Yeah, but I hope you enjoy the worn inker. Or the other ones. Whoops. So
I'd love to have a toy cabin sometime. I think it's something that I would enjoy a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could do a little series of cabins and sell the actual prints or models, of course, as well. I think I would need someone to at least help me make the models, or just take the whole job. Because I don't know. I think it's, at least for some of the cabins, the ones that are a bit more complex, I think it will take a more experienced 3D artist. Turn them into models that have the grade of detail that I want. But definitely possible, yeah. You like Blender because it makes you appreciate how every other app isn't Blender. So because it's so annoying to use, or because it crashes a lot? What's your beef with Blender? Because so far, like I said, the only thing I made so far is a donut, and I built, I think 2 times I built a little reference scene for an illustration where I used the reference for the light setting, for example. But I actually enjoyed it. And not only because I appreciate every other app more later on. Papercraft is something I had on my list as well. I would love to do that as well. Yeah, there's too many options for things to do. But you're not the first one who mentioned papercraft models. And I would love to get into that a little and see what's possible and how it works. And I think it's pretty straightforward if you have a file that everyone can just download and print. I'm not sure though how detailed you can get with them, so I'd have to do some research, I guess. But yeah, I'd love to check that out. I think I would probably need to order some from other artists, and I recently saw, I think it was Francis.do. Maybe you know the guy. He's a very popular artist who does mostly architectural work, so very beautiful paintings and drawings of buildings and cities and towns. I think he had a papercraft model out lately as well. Not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, you mean the controls, yeah. Yeah, they are, I think the biggest problem is that they use a system that you somehow can't find in any other app, at least not any app I know. And it's... yeah, I guess you need to kind of relearn lots of stuff that is pretty much in your muscle memory from other apps. And there's a good question why. You know? Why they just not stuck to the learned and appreciated way. But I think that stuff is also kind of a religion. Some people celebrate the app and some are just pissed about that. And I'm not sure about the solid shadow under our moth right now. Bit off. Okay, I'll leave it out for now, but maybe I'm going to add something later. Let's just first do the little sibling here. Oh yeah, let me see if I can find the Francis's paper. I can find it. Or if you follow him, or if you know him, you're probably just as fast as me. Francisco Fonts
Ponska is his full name, I think. I only know him by Francis.co. Oh yeah, he's got some on Etsy here. Oh, these are great. Yeah, these are the ones I saw. I'll share the Etsy link. Good karma for me for sharing other artists' products on stream, I hope. Well, these look pretty simple. Wait. How much did he sell? Oh, it's his whole shop. Okay, I just thought he sold 14,000 of these paper houses. That would have been crazy. Not that 14,000 sales on Etsy are crappy. No, he's very successful, of course. I think he sells a lot of shit, but his social media reach is also. He's one of the chosen ones on Instagram who still gets good reach somehow without posting any reels. I'm jealous. I'm not. No, I'm not hiding that. If other artists are getting good traction on their posts on Instagram these days, or if they are able to make good sales of stuff online, I won't be shy to admit that I'm just really jealous because it's so hard to sell stuff these days, like prints and any artsy goods. Hard work nowadays. So yeah, good for him. Good for Francis. I mean, his art is great, so it's well deserved. I only hate on people. I'm jealous, but the hate is what people get when the art is bullshit and they still make lots of sales. And of course, I'm the one who able to decide what's good and what's bad art. Mika Picasso. That doesn't ring a bell. Let me check. Sounds almost like Pikachu. Well, the anime style, especially some retro stuff, for example, is what works with many people and reaches a large audience if you do it right and if you like hit a certain spot. Oh yeah, that looks great. Very nice work. I am not into that at all when it comes to my own illustrations. Of course, I like to consume this kind of style and read manga and watch anime. But it's not visible too much in my own drawings. Yeah, this is really cool, this work. But if you look on Twitch, for example, like that I'm streaming at the moment, you look on Twitch and go under the art category, much like a vast majority of streams are people drawing some anime style stuff. Now that's actually one of the reasons I went to YouTube and chose it as my main video platform, and I still stream on Twitch, but simultaneously on YouTube as well. And if I had to pick one, I would definitely go with YouTube, because I didn't really think my style was
like the right fit for the audience there, because 90% of art there is anime focused, or anime style, or call it. What's the name of the moth? Yeah. Can come up with a nice name if you want. um, Something referring to spades. Maybe not spadey. I mean, there's two of them, so we actually need two names. That makes it even more difficult. Yeah, Hugh Ferris is great. Very, very nice. Very nice inspiration for sure. If you look and dig a little, you find lots of really great old school artists who were inspired by architecture or have like architectural, really stunning architectural concepts in their portfolio. It's and yeah, there's lots of epic stuff that's a bit older, so it's not really being shared so much anymore, I guess, maybe. Andres, I'm using the worn inker brush from the ISO inkers pack. I don't know if you were here already, but like when I mentioned that, but you can get it when you subscribe to my newsletter in my Isometric tutorial book package. Comes along a little brush pack. I can just put the link in here again. So you can sign up there and you will get it sent personally by hand from my bot to your inbox. Yeah. Give it some really deep meaning or name it Fred. That's great. I'm not good with coming up with names. I always I don't even think I have been doing a lousy job on naming my projects, my art projects in the past. So I still like the name Suits of Life for this card deck I'm working on here right now, but or for example the Curious Cabins, I think that name is still quite cool, but it's always the result from a very painful and unenjoyable process for me. So I always like, please just give me a name and let me give me some peace here. It always feels difficult and hard. I'm totally fine with Fred. Fred and Barney. Yeah, those black shadows are still difficult, but I'm going to try something else now. Using a different layer. I don't have to erase and go back. Yeah, cool, Lily. Enjoyed the brushes. You create something nice with them, and if you want to share it, please tag me. Really, always enjoy seeing what others create with these. Also, maybe 2025 will be the year where I finally release my grain brushes. I have been experimenting a lot. I have this folder called Experiments here, and I've been now doing lots of research and trying out lots of stuff here, different textures and ideas and whatnot. And I think I should really finally soon. That's crazy, right? I should finally soon release a pack with these instead of waiting for whatever. I don't know. Ace and 8 were the two spades in Wild Bill's hand at the time of his death. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, that's two really good names, right? Love that. So, yeah, well, what's... I still don't have any verdict on the solid shadows here. The thing is that usually they are their purpose is to give the whole drawing more structure, to clean it up a little bit, to create depth. We had that already before, and to yeah, to add to the three-dimensionality of the object. But the moths are very flat, and with very flat shapes like these, it looks a bit weird sometimes. It looks it doesn't add something useful to the context of the object. And a bit the case here with these guys as well. But apart from that, I really love the whole scene now. It looks great. or card. Oh. Yeah, good time to try some colors and then we'll see where this goes. Good manga hatching. Yeah, always some hatching. That's something I can't help with. I always need to add some of those. You can overdo it. Sometimes I try to overdo it on purpose. But I think it adds a nice comic, like old school comic touch to it. Alrighty, so I'm going to give it like a foundation color first. And we'll see where this leads. This is just a regular thick round clean brush, so I made this myself. I don't know, there's probably the same brush somewhere in Procreate, but I made it myself and called it Mega Smooth Filler. Is it in the ISO Inkers pack? No, it isn't. But it's just really just a round brush with no extras, except it reacts to pen pressure, so that's the only thing it's able to do. So I think the heart will be really it's like part of the wing. Basically, I imagine the heart, not the heart, the spade. The spade is what you mean, I guess. So it's part of the wing structure or color. It looks a bit like not part of it right now because it doesn't have any hatches. I've been thinking about giving it some, but I will maybe do that later because I'm not sure at the moment. Because they are supposed to stick out, obviously. But we'll see. I'm going to give it the color I wanna have for it. I think this may be a bit too dark. I'm glad you like the palette. That's great. Let's compare to the clubs, because it can't be super dark. So if you look, this is the Jack of Clubs card, and you see the blue here. This is kind of the brand blue for the clubs, and it's around this area. So if we check out like comparison with this, it's much lighter. The reason is I'm going to color the outlines later and give it maybe some very dark purple like this. Just really very quick pick, but just to show you what I mean. And you see the contrast between the outlines and the fill is not big enough anymore. I need to go for something else here. This, or maybe even like this. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to make it too purple, so I'm probably going to stick like in a more desaturated area like this. Oh, this is kind of cool. So let's all right, well, it's almost here.
No, not exactly, but I think I'm going to stick with this for a moment, maybe do some little adjustments later. Oh, and then we have rusty red-brown thing. Yo, endorphins! How are you? Evo. Evo, back to you. Yeah, so these brown colors are pretty straightforward for an outdoor themed series, I guess, but not always is a cliche decision, like a cliche visual decision, bad decision. That is just what a viewer has learned and what's proven and read in a way that you want people to read it. You're melting. Not yet, not yet. How? 26 right now. And we're happy that our apartment is on the ground floor and surrounded by some vegetation. Not here a bit, but on the other side where the sun is, there's some lots of plants before there's the street and lots of concrete. So there's like a bit of a natural wall between our house and the heated up city and asphalt and all that shit. So it's alright at the moment. It needs like a couple of really hot days until it hits us here in our apartment. Lucky us. But it's I think it's going to get colder on I think on Thursday again or so, maybe. You don't have to suffer for long, I think. No, there's no quotes on the cards. You can get a set once I'm done and add it to the card by hand, and then you have your kind of your own special edition. You will suffer for the next 3 months. Oh no. No, but isn't it going to be a bit colder on the, like, also to the weekend? I'm not 100% sure, but I think I read something. Yeah, it's I wish we had just more days, let's say between 20 to 25. I think 25 is already a bit too much. So for me, 22, 23 is, I think, the ideal temperature. But yeah, I mean, we are in Germany and all we got is either nothing or full Nelson, 28 degrees and lots of sun. or a bit. Oh wow, okay. Let me check. Maybe I'm just talking bullshit at the right now. Oh boy, okay, it's Sunday, it's 29 here. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No, Thursday is 22, Friday 23, Saturday 26, Sunday 29, and then it keeps on being hot. Oops, sorry. Yeah, well, that was unexpected. Okay, I should make preparations and not let the heat inside our place for a while. The worst thing you can do is traveling. So that's, at least for me, is the absolute end boss. So when it's 30 degrees and I have to go somewhere by yeah, the worst is train, I guess. Car, you still have like your air condition. Still sucks, but you're not like close to other people who are sweaty and sticky and smelly. So, and who don't, like you're staying away from people who are sweaty and smelly and sticky and who then decide to eat some type of really smelly meat on the train for whatever reason you want to do that in 30 degrees heat, but people do that. They love it. And then they're loud. Yeah, shame on me giving you hope. That was nasty. I shouldn't have done that. That was really fake news. Should have checked the news before speaking. I think the spade is still a bit too dark. Let's try something else here. I want to go more into blue direction, but I don't want to go like, I don't want to have a clash with the club's blue, because this is very blue, but it doesn't have like much of a red part in the blue, which makes it look purple. And each of the suits is supposed to have its own distinctive main sign color, like the way the spades are colored here. So I think I go more in this direction. It's too close to the clubs. And what's with like this then? Huh. Also kind of cool. Now I'm really close to this. Wow. Okay. Very, very close. It's almost the same. I might as well just use this then. No, I like the other better. Yeah, maybe I'll just go with this. Maybe I'll just go with this.
So how do we like the
Moth color.
I think it's taking a nice direction.
I'm just going to give it a bit more variety here on the wings. More hatching. And I'm going to add some. Oops. Here's one. One of the few insects that you don't like. I can understand that you don't like them when they hit your face at night while you're sitting on your computer and you don't suspect anything evil, because that's what happened to me maybe 2 or 3 times. Having the window open at night and sitting here in front of the computer, and the moth being attracted from the attracted to the computer screen. I don't like that as well, but I do like the shape and the whole appearance of the animal. I think they are really beautiful, especially if they have crazy colors, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, I'm not too fond of animals as well, but I do have a moth tattoo, so did I just say I'm not fond of animals? I don't like insects that much in general. So I kind of really hate large spiders. I don't have a problem with bees or hornets or something. Yesterday there was a huge hornet liking me a little bit too much. That's not something I enjoy a lot, but it's also not too bad for me. But yeah, since I have a moth tattoo, I'm not going to speak up too negatively about them. So, cool, yeah, so let's try some shadows before I color the little brother here. I might give this one a little different colors. Just maybe some slight alterations. I think that could be nice. But I'll do that maybe not today, to be honest. I want to try some shadows first. Nope. Pebbles Redhead, Hallöchen. Wie geht's? Is there a way to translate Hallöchen? Hellole. No. Hey Camille, thanks that you like the colors, and glad you're also moth appreciator. Just gotta... Yeah, Okay, I just had a short moment where I wasn't sure about the source of light, because all the cards have the same source of light, which is coming from here. So here's the sun or whatever source of light we have here. I was just unsure for a short moment, but yeah, doing this the right way. That's also a little nice way to create some consistency between pieces of a series you make, so giving everything the same light source is, I think it's recepted more in a subconscious way by someone who looks at your work, but yeah, it's just a small detail how to add consistency, or how to create consistency. Deutsch und Englisch ist beides okay, aber ich mache eigentlich immer Englisch im Stream, weil dann alle, oder die meisten zumindest, hoffentlich verstehen. Also couple years ago, when I reactivated my Instagram account, or actually really started posting on Instagram, that must have been maybe around, oh yeah, yes, a bit more than 10 years ago or so. No, not yet, maybe 8 to 10 years or something. I decided that I wanted to go like a more international route for my online posting, and yeah, then I decided to only post my stuff in English. And I remember streaming for the first couple times in English. That was really a learning for me. That was really nervous, but it I can recommend it so much to anyone who wants to improve their English or whatever other language skills. Just getting out of the comfort zone and trying it. Definitely helped a lot with confidence in when I have meetings with clients, for example. Yeah, swapping back and forth can be difficult. I think I once heard that there's two types of people when it comes to speaking a foreign or second language. The ones that are able to swap back and forth, and then the ones that have a hard time doing that, but who are better in like switching your brain completely to the other language. So for those people, it's apparently easier to get into a good flow, and for others it's easier to swap. I don't know if that's true, I just heard it sometimes. Yeah. I think I'm better at swapping, to be honest, because that's whenever I had to do that, for example, in meetings or at events or somewhere where you sometimes swap between German and English, that didn't really cause any problems for me. Alrighty, so I think that's Moth number 1. Okay, let's give number 2 a quick look. So I think I might just reverse the colors maybe. So now the darker colors are here in these areas. I could let's reverse it. It might look cool. Just an idea. Let's try. Yeah, it can be, like I said, it's I think for lots of people, especially live streaming is out of the comfort zone immensely. So I'm really glad that I just tried it because I enjoy it a lot, and now I'm not really I think I'm completely not nervous now. After doing it for a couple of years. I used to do it more often. Now it's just every now and then. But it helped me a lot, like I said. I'm really grateful for my experiments. And I totally think or see that it's not for everyone. So there's certainly people who see that they can't get really into it, and I think that's totally alright as well. Funny thing is that I have a hard time recording a video. So if you, for example, think about something like my YouTube videos, these are of course scripted, so I write down a script, and that's usually something I like to do, so that's something I enjoy. But whenever I have this script done and I want to speak it into the camera, it feels so hard to me. It's because I sometimes feel like I'm kind of stupid because I'm not able to get 2 straight sentences after another. Really like not like that I want to try to speak the sentence into the camera just like the script. I'm trying to stick with the script, and that's what feels so hard to me. It's sometimes it's a bit funny because I can understand it. I don't know. And I for a while now I wanted to try to find a different way of recording my videos, maybe more in a free speaking way. I don't know. I have to come up with something that I enjoy more, because the way I'm doing it now I don't enjoy it much, and that's probably the reason I don't release so many new videos, because it feels too hard for me. I don't know what the reason is, because I can sit down and stream and just talk like I do right now. But whenever it comes to using a script, like I can't. My brain is dysfunctional. So what I did to as a workaround, you watch my videos, you see that there's lots of voiceover scenes where I just did a voiceover, and there's a couple of cuts where you can see me talking to the camera, but that's usually not more than just a couple seconds, 1 or 2 sentences, because that's the amount of time I'm able to not fuck it up. That feels unnatural for sure. And I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I could just roughly stick to the script, but keep it very loose and flexible. But when I write it, maybe I should not write a script, but just talk, because when I have that script, I forget things I wanted to talk about. I have these parts and sentences I really like, so I write something down and think, hey, that's a good sentence. I need to use that, and then I record and speak into the camera, and I forget exactly the one sentence that I thought was like really kind of good and working. Yeah, it's crazy. So much respect to anyone who's able to do that kind of shit, but I suck. I guess it's training. Well, so now I have a teleprompter here. I bought a prompter, so I could create a situation where I speak into the camera, but have the script on a prompter, so I don't need to cut 1,000 times to make it work. But I didn't try it yet. I have to still find out if that works. Didn't. I don't know why. It's, mostly setup thing, because I need to adjust my camera setup and everything to be built into the prompter, and yeah, I think keywords could be a way to solve that issue. I just need to try a couple different things. So a list of keywords is definitely something I need to try. That's a very good idea. Or just anything that there's probably some good strategies. They have to look up some video tutorials or videos about YouTube videos about this topic. Of course, there's like hundreds of videos that are like, do these 5 things and you will be the best speaker in the world ever. But maybe there's some that have actually good solutions that are not just clickbait. Cool. I think it's better with solid shadows, by the way. So just to come back to that topic, I think I like them. Oh, my pencil is almost empty. I'm almost empty as well, because I'm going to quit the stream in a couple minutes, but I will be here for another maybe 10-15 minutes. But first I gotta grab something fresh to drink, go to the bathroom, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll load the pencil. It works for another couple minutes. If you have any questions you want me to get into for the finishing straight of the stream, let me know. and I'll be back in a minute. Oh, yes. Hydration. Okay. How many percents did we get? Oh, 21%. Well, that short break. It's loading quickly. Never paid attention to that, to be honest. I had a couple of mornings where I wanted to get to work, and I sat down here, and the pencil was at like 2% or so because I had it not. I didn't flip it to the iPad the evening before. And I never paid attention how long it took to load it again, because then it was always a great excuse for me to just play some games, maybe. Oh, by the way, Pebbles, what did you stream? What games? I meant to ask that before, but then got into rambling about not being able to talk to the camera. I thought about streaming some games lately as well. I didn't have anything fancy that I just started playing, but I don't know, it just came to my mind that it would be fun to stream some gaming sessions to Twitch point, but I don't know if this would kind of speak against the integrity of my channel of being an art channel, or to be honest. That's not a fart, that's my hand on my iPad screen, if you heard that. Does this sound behind that?
Yes, the card deck is coming with all these cards I'm making at the moment. So this is the last suit, the spades that I'm working on at the moment. So you see there's lots of cards already finished. And the deck will come to Kickstarter in fall this year. I can give you a link so you can, if you want, you can sign up for updates already. Here you go. So I'm planning with a release around October, maybe. I hope. I think the art will be done until then for sure, but the question is if I am able to make connections to a good supplier, and to build the whole campaign and everything. But yeah, that's the plan at the moment. October is not too far away anymore. Unfortunately, the time is running this year. So yeah, but it's going to come. Yeah, I can't wait really. It's really going to be exciting to release this. And yeah, I hope I can get it funded through Kickstarter. We'll see. Yeah, but I would be, of course, very, very glad to have you as a supporter. Will be fantastic. I think my moths are looking good. Go on a card as well, so I don't think, I mean, I think I'm going to add some more highlights here on the wings, maybe this, but apart from that, I definitely like the look. Yeah, very good progress today. Whole blank canvas turned into a nice playing card design. That's considerable progress, or progress. Very, very happy. Cool. So, and on that, I think it's a good moment to end the stream. I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Okay, cool. Thank you, Restream chat. No, thank you, chat. People in the chat, because that was a lovely stream once again today. Thanks for coming in. And I will be live again with more of the card work, because I have plans, or my idea is to show a big part of the process when I work on these cards live on stream, so you can follow along. There's lots of more ideas I need to come up with for the next number cards, and especially, of course, the chord cards, because these are always very, very detailed. And I'm going to let you in on the process in the future as well. Maybe on the weekend or early next week for the next time. So yeah, till then, have a good time. Don't melt in the heat if it's as hot in your place. Or if you're living near endorphins, would be yeah, important to stay hydrated and chilled. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye bye. Cheers.